as an organization, came to a realization that everything is about the girl child in our society. We don't have
like
time.
taking a girl child to work. All those campaigns.
Give a girl a pad.
Sure,
we have all of that. But we had to be different from the others to actually make sure that we groom the boy child.
So if you can look back in terms of Tembisa's history,
there's
no proper history written somewhere for the people it has produced in terms of influential people. So you have the likes of Pelmudia, the likes of DJs, but there's no proper history in terms of what they've done previously. So we are here to say, okay, finally, if you look back 10 years from now, we'll be able to pinpoint people who've done something within our communities. So the nomination process is quite easy. What we do is obviously identify categories first. Last year we had 15, previously we had 10. So obviously as we discover...
every year I am cool. Another day, another dollar, another podcast, another episode, another opportunity to inspire and transform lives. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Quantum Podcast. The podcast yaseKasi, the podcast yomphakathi, the podcast yomhlaba wonke jikelele. Bafethu, we are coming to you live from eHaya Food for Life in Fihlweni section at Tembisa. Abeklavayo wathi 1633 njengengulube. So bafethu, fanda ku passenger seat ngiphethe umuntu, eback seat ngiphethe umuntu, emva kwami ngiphethe umuntu. Fanda iquantum igcwele bafethu. Sikulo distance. Full load. So bafethu fanda it's always nakaba, I'm never rolling solo. Fanda ngiphethe ama organizer wama Tembisa Awards. They will introduce themselves. So ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for the Tembisa Awards organizers. Hola bafethu. Great. Awe. Asihlale ngapha kucheni. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much for the invitation. My name is Tapanchulo and I'm one of the members of SIRISE.
What?
SIRISE.
Oh, SIRISE. Oh, SIRISE. What about the ladies first? We're supposed to start here. No, but when we save the best for last.
Oh,
over to you, Mr. Tupac.
Aisha, thanks for having us today. My name is Lectin. Okay, they know me by 16. I'm just an artist in my other life, but I'm one of the members of SRS that are hosting the Tembisa Awards.
Sure. Also,
Hello.
Great.
I'm good. Thanks for having us. I'm Lelo Dems, and I'm the research analyst for SIRISE in association with Tembisa Awards.
Lelo Dems. All right. Asicale ngayi out yami. Amanye question ngizwalahlela kuphela bese kuzobona ukuthi ubani ophendulayo, but amanye azoba specific to a certain person. Yeah, so asikhulume nge-SRISE. What is SRISE?
So SRISE is an NPO established in 2023 June. Its main focus was significant. It's township development.
Yeah.
We're highly focused on boy child, grooming a boy child, and obviously giving recognition to different kinds of crafts within the community of Tembisa. And we are still trying to discover other projects that we can actually introduce within the organization.
Sure. You're taking a role how?
I'm the research analyst.
So it's on daily basis?
On daily basis, I have to find things that could help grow the organization. So I think I'm an all-rounder when it comes to organization.
Yeah.
So I think my role is also like big in such a way because I have to find research, make sure it's authentic, and I produce authentic results to our organization. So whether it is finding new opportunities, finding sponsors, finding places where we could go as an organization and finding places where we could actually be there and help other people, more especially the boy child.
Okay, boy child. So researcher kabashima.
Not really.
Why not a girl child?
I think not a girl child because we, as an organization, came to a realization that everything is about the girl child in our society. We don't have
like
time.
Taking a girl child to work.
Give a girl a pad. We have all of that. But we had to be different from the others to actually make sure that we groom the boy child, obviously from a young age.
So you're striking a balance.
Yeah.
Wow, shout out.
So let there be balance in our society, not only focusing on us, because everything is about girls.
Sure.
And with our organization, it's not only, we have male people that are there to be grooming boys, but let's also have a balance of women.
Yeah.
So we do have women in our organization who are going to be there to have balance in a way, to say if we are making decisions, let's have this and this and this and this. What is it that as girls that we have that men do not have?
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your mission and your vision?
Township development.
Okay.
Yeah, township development at a higher scale in terms of recognizing different crafts and in terms of grooming a boy child.
Yeah. Then, like, how do you discover them?
So for as much as we're also young, what we are trying to do is we're trying to gather all these boys so let me try to put it this way. We are trying to discover boys who are challenged academically and then offer alternative path using our own capabilities.
Sure.
So you've got Six as an artist, you've got myself as a software engineer, we've got Lelo as an actor. So what we normally do is that we capture orphanages, approach them and say we're looking for different kinds of, or let's just say we're looking for a number of boys who you know that they're actually struggling. So we are not there to provide tutorials when it comes to subjects that they're struggling. No, what we do, we provide alternative pathways in terms of what we are capable of.
Sure.
So if I'm in IT, I capture a specific number of boys who are interested in IT and then provide alternatives to the guys.
Let's finally do orphanages.
Yeah, orphanages.
Okay. So don't you work with schools?
No, I think that one comes with a lot of administration and we are a small organization, still trying to formulate our identities. We are still young. So if we go for orphanages, then we have full control.
How young? When was the organization born? No, I'm not talking about you. The organization. The main focus is the organization.
We are turning 2 years this year.
So
we are still young.
Hey. Are you crawling?
Yeah,
I'm still crawling.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then Tembisa Awards. Why Tembisa Awards, bro? Because really the Summer Awards, the Metro Awards, we have a lot of awards, community awards and stuff. Okay, community, obviously, Tembisa community. But why specifically Tembisa Awards?
So we came to realize there's a lot of talent in Tembisa. Like there's so many people that are so talented that we're trying to reach out to them and tell them, we see you guys, like we see you, like we're trying to. Whenever we're hosting these awards, the pre-awards in which these creatives come together and then they just share, okay, maybe we set them in we pick each from at least maybe
category.
Yeah, each category, like we put them in the table and then we just discuss their crafts, and how they came about it and how they can help each other, like moving forward. Because we're trying to put Tembisa on the map as much as it is on the map, but we're trying to put it on.
It's not visible now.
Yeah.
It's not visible now.
Sure.
There's too much talent in Tembisa, so we're trying to recognize each and every person and tell them what they have.
Yeah.
We see your craft and respect it. As our rights, we respect our craft. That's our
main objective.
Respecting my craft, so respecting each and everybody's craft in Tembisa.
Sure.
So we see in Tembisa all the time.
And also, I think for us, we stay in the hood, so it's not easy for us to actually make it to the top. So for us, we have to fight until we get there. So why not start here? So it says charity begins at home. So let's start here before moving to bigger spaces. So it's still Tembisa and surrounding areas. So yeah.
What is it? What was the inspiration behind this? Like you cannot just come up with an idea. Only
Just
this
having
one's going
ideas,
inspire
yeah.
or going to rama. Come on, maybe maybe really Mickey M fit is good, is big, but he is not recognized as Pro will be recognized in Soweto, Bozak will be recognized in Durban.
So if you can look back in terms of Tembisa's history,
Yeah.
there's no proper history written somewhere for the people it has produced in terms of influential people. So you have the likes of Pelmudia, the likes of DJs, but there's no proper history in terms of what they've done previously.
Yeah.
So we are here to say, okay, finally, if you look back 10 years from now, we'll be able to pinpoint people who've done something within our communities, how they were recognized based on the craft, like as you do now. In case maybe the next coming awards, we recognize you and you get that award. You look back, you were recognized.
Oh, you're giving us an award.
So I'm just making an example to say,
no,
okay,
I
we are trying to rewrite history properly, because there's no proper history written elsewhere for us to reference to say, okay, there's something that has been done before in terms of arts and culture, in terms of, because the only thing I think that we know about Tembisa, in terms of influential representation, it's Moses Moleleko. I think that's the one thing that is there as a representation of what has happened previously. But other than that, there's nothing to reference for.
Yeah.
So we are here to set that mark to say.
I remember they also came up with this idea of rebranding Makulong Stadium, but it's a Chiris Stadium.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. What
I don't know. Exactly my point. So we need a reference from now to say the generation that is behind us, they know what to reference from. What's coming future.
Sure. So I will look at the nomination.
The nomination process is so we are trying to be this unique organization and to do things quite differently. So the nomination process is quite easy. What we do is obviously identify categories first. Last year we had 15, previously we had 10. So obviously as we discover...
every year I are cool.
So recently it was 15 categories. So what we do, obviously we publish them on Facebook. Why Facebook? Because it has been the most productive tool that we've used previously and it's working for us.
Sure.
And then if we've done risk assessment, because normally how nominations are done, you have to submit your your accolades to the organization, and at some point it's a lot of administration for us to go through. As today's generation, we're trying to make things easier for ourselves. So we publish each category on Facebook and also on Instagram. So the community has the control to nominate whoever they want. So we put them under that person to say, whoever you want under this specific category, you nominate them. So they have full control in terms of nomination.
Sure.
So we go through those comments. That's one of the administration that we have. So under those comments, that's when we're going to indicate or not indicate, that's when we're going to collect or shortlist 10 per category. How we check how they've been nominated, how many times they've been nominated. If nominated more than 20, more than 30, then we know you are a perfect candidate for us. We take. But remember, the community is in charge of nominating people that they want.
Yeah. So what you vote about, or you guys decide on your own?
No, the community votes for their people. So it's not us, it's not the organization that actually says, oh, I like him.
Well, you don't make decisions.
Yes, we don't.
So the community is in charge.
Yes, in charge of
transparent.
Community,
You don't want to decide.
Yeah.
So even in voting, last year what we did, we introduced this voting system whereby it was never been introduced before. So what we did, we used our Facebook polls and also WhatsApp polls. So each and every category had its own polls on Facebook. Each and every category had its own polls on WhatsApp as well. So what we normally do, we created a WhatsApp community, and then we've given the responsibility to the nominees to say, kindly go and invite people to this group so that they can vote for you.
Sure.
So 8 o'clock that day of the voting, then people can start voting. That's how transparent we are as an organization.
Yeah.
We use digital tools to monitor the voting system.
Sure. All right. Let's talk about the challenges. The challenges that you face when you are organizing an event. Do you have sponsorships before you even go far?
Okay, let me just answer so that it does not come out in a negative way. We do have sponsorships, and we are still fishing out for more because we are aiming for big things and finer things in life. Because let's not have something small when our vision is like that broad. So we do have sponsors, and we're still hoping for more. I don't know if they can come in so that yeah. But we do have, in terms of sponsorships, last year we were sponsored by Mall of Tembisa, and there's others, I think by Force was there, Belly Made was there, Africa Hub was there. So we've had sponsors, and they contribute in different ways, and that did help us in a way. And Imbizo Shisanyama was there as well to actually assist us with the place and the venue.
Yeah.
And coming through the hardships that we have is just that we are young. And the organization is full of young people. So obviously when you start knocking at other doors, some other people don't take you seriously.
Yeah,
Because when you start fishing out, for sponsors like Baporegile, and Baporegile, they just want to take that money and use it for other things. But we really do need sponsors, but those are the hardships. And when you start knocking at other doors, they start doubting, they have doubts whether we can pull this off or not.
Okay.
So those are the things, and the critics that we get from communities. I just feel like those are the hardships that we go through, and people are asking if we can do this, or are we capable enough to do this? Because people just judge you just the way that you look, based on you look. But if it was big artists,
book by its cover.
yeah, if it was big artists who were hosting Tembisa Awards, we would have had big numbers. We would have had people who wanted to participate more and not actually looking down on the craft that we do. Yeah.
So nige bana le challenge ukuthi maybe nominate umuntu angezi because of a serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had that.
People do pull out because of some of them just say send me your work, and I'm like, how do you send me your work? And it's an hour ceremony, so how do we send our work? So we do have that, and other people asking, okay, fine, if I do agree to come to your hours, what are you guys gonna offer me? Yeah.
So, like she said, we have different sponsors that provides different stuff. So, one of our sponsors is a clothing brand.
Okay.
So, in which in our previous awards, they received merch, clothing, and then some of the vouchers of one of the sponsors we had.
Yeah.
And people are looking for mine.
Yeah, says allowed.
We are not a private entity. We
understand.
Yeah, we are like an NPO, and normally, if you can check with these other organizations that normally host awards, you find yourself walking away with a trophy. So with us, under normal circumstances, we walk away with at least 5 items. And this is a non-profit organization. You don't even earn money from this, by the way. So you find yourself walking away with 5 items, depending on the year, depending on the sponsor, 6 to 10, it's possible. So, I mean, we are trying. So, but a certificate and a trophy, it's a default. You will get them.
Sure.
And then the others will depend on the sponsors.
Okay. I'm a trophy not all. Do you buy trophies or design?
We have a design.
From your team?
No. It's a supplier.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a supplier. We have an external supplier who's responsible for that.
Yeah.
Want us to disclose?
I'm sure mine is okay exposure.
On a lighter note, I think you're correct. It's this guy called William Foss. I think he's based in Tembisa. Yeah, I can't really remember because our marketing director is more. That's his responsibility. So I wouldn't really know when I have background of the guy.
Where's the marketing director? Because you were supposed to be here.
He has other commitments.
Okay.
But we are a group of 13 individuals.
So
that's why.
It's a good team.
It's
balanced.
Yeah, it's balanced.
Yeah. Okay. Nina ke ama challenges eniwafaceayo like manisebenza nina staff imaphi because you guys are still young, understand? So kunokwenzeka ukuthi maybe niqale ni20 yabo nini ngicina seni13 njengoba usho so ukuthi mase kungena inyuku umunye sekabona ngathi manje asiholi kanti so take us through those challenges.
So when it comes to that one, I think Our team is very dedicated.
Okay.
These are capable individuals whereby they know that, this is how we actually should be dealing with our issues.
Sure.
So, we've got different kinds of ideas. At some point, we can agree with his and we can agree with mine, but we'll always find a common ground on deciding on one thing. How do we do that? There are different kinds of structures within the organization. We try to manage on how we can actually decide on an idea. So, for instance, if maybe there's an idea on something and maybe we are having a back and forth about it, it will be escalated to the board to say the board, now that we can't actually conclude on this, now the board is in your court.
Okay.
So that's how we normally deal with our challenges. But we have a capable team that know how to deal with issues and challenges.
So Aniko Bangani pay, you guys are matured. Sure, yeah. All right. Government, Sne Mayor, Ekurulane and stuff. In have you knocked on those doors, like within Kulise, the brand, and also, to get more, like to get funding. In fact, let me put it like that.
Yeah. So when it comes to that, one thing of meeting organizational standards is you have to be compliant. You have to be compliant, be registered and all that. So obviously we are registered to a certain degree, but we are still trying to get all required documents for us to go and knock to Ikurulane, something like Ikurulane. But we have knocked, still no response. We have NYDA knocked, and this other one I forgot. We knocked as well, but there's still no response. As to why we don't know, but what I'm trying to say is that yes, we've been knocking all those doors. We are trying to reach out to the government for it to interview.
Sure.
We are trying.
All right. Shut the in paperwork here.
I think maybe we can take it off camera this one. But we are a registered organization.
Okay.
We are compliant to a certain degree. Certain organizational standards are met. But for as much as we are 2 years old, there's still something that.
Okay, now teachers who is watching the program, now Amos is watching the program, now Tito, now Mshishi, they are watching the program. They want to help. Then communicate kanjani?
info at gmail.com, and also on our social media platforms. If not, as I rise, respect my craft, then Tembisa. We've got 2 pages on all platforms.
Maybe Facebook Tembisa award. Okay, Facebook you le boy child. Basically Tembisa award. Then what else?
We still have 2 kids.
Okay.
At the moment, we still haven't given birth to anything else.
Are you pregnant?
Yeah, we're still working.
6, 9 months too.
Yeah. So we're still stirring the pots, and probably there's something that's gonna come out.
10 years from now, do you see yourself on national TV? Do you see yourself filling up the stadium?
No. 10 years from now, we should be doing bigger projects, bigger audience, bigger stages at least, in which not per se to battle, but to showcase that we are capable of doing this, and we are in the same league as the Summers and
the big dogs out there.
Sure.
Yeah, so we see ourselves in that space.
Yeah. So now.
Putting in all the hard work, dedicating it to.
What is hard work? Abantu bahlala basho kanjalo. Abosibu asispaneni bachita asispaneni. Hey abantu bavuka every day ekseni mara.
Asispaneni.
Kahle be specific man it is asispaneni. Abantu ehlisi bazi ukuthi wena uchunini azokwazi ukuthi.
Okay. I think from my side and how I envision us is, I think our organization is mostly family. So it's just a group of individuals that came in together, and then we sticked out as a family, and everything that we do is no longer just we are strangers, but we came together and we put in the work as family. So if we still stick together, I believe that we can do big things. So with us having to do hard work is us putting in the work, us finding more information, new ideas on how we can make this whole thing a progress. So hard work I see issue. Who's watching and says, okay, it's hard work, and then put it on my own hard work. So we will not say it. maybe on upcoming interviews, that's when we can say this is what we did and it has worked out for us. So yeah, for now we still Sasa in NDA with the organization, so not yet.
Anything you want to say?
Yeah, we are hosting our third annual this year.
Okay.
On the 30th of November, I think it's on Saturday.
So this year we are going big.
Yeah, we have to go
Yeah,
big.
sure.
Looking for more sponsors, looking for more production like this one. This is beautiful. So maybe you can, I don't know, but it will depend on the conversation.
I don't know. So Kuluma management.
Yeah, sure. So need more sponsors. We need more, people to jump in. We need to see more talent. We need to discover another categories. Yeah, so yeah, we're hosting this year. Like we need a proper arrangement for this one. We need people to jump in and help as much as they can. Proper resources, any kind of help, we are more than welcome to accept.
Okay. Asikhuluma ngama challenges ilokishi ehlangabezana now. So do you think you guys are contributing ukuthi sicede izinto ezifana nyawuphi?
To a certain degree, yes.
How so?
Because if we have a Boycha program and you capture these young boys who are actually not doing well as well, in most cases what they normally do, therefore they jump to Itradin and then they find themselves in Makonin. But if you produce an alternative to say, if you're not really doing well this side, here's an alternative, Tsepa will take you through this journey, and maybe by God's grace, then running a story somewhere and
Sure.
not end up as a Itradin. Because if you can check, I mean, these young boys are easily captured. Within our local high schools, within our townships, I'm a high school. In Makonini, there's what we call Amakula, right? And normally you find boys there in the morning and after school, they're smoking. And they actually easily capture these young boys in terms of what they're doing in Makonini. So if we can quickly intervene to those situations, then I think, yeah, we can actually say, no, we are contributing towards the community with regards to this kind of circumstances.
Sure. Wena uthini Thia? Inyawuphi singanqoba kanjani elokishini?
No, as much as he said, finding alternatives for these youngsters, at some point, most of them, they are so talented. They are very talented.
All of them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, in different ways.
Sure.
So we trying to find at least alternatives to say, strata ke some masipala.
Restaurants paleti maspa.
Because it's cool.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just trying to drive them to a different route
Yeah.
in which there's much more bigger things than those street things. So see yourself as a bigger act than what you see. So, yeah, so we're just trying to do that. So I believe our organization could be trying to balance that in our township. In our township.
Yeah.
And you also need Amakrotman to jump in, like you mentioned, Abumshishi as well.
Sukuringela now.
Yeah. Yeah. If they can, in terms of resources, in terms of funding, if they can compensate. I mean, yeah,
and phela asibheka ngabomshishi kuphela sibheka ngabantu bo-entertainment or-sports kuphela khona ama-businessmen ekhasi
That are just quiet,
ayabhaya. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So wena also kuyabona no libanyana bakena kunyawuphi.
Yeah.
So how do we come up with a solution to such?
It really is a problem for us, and having to have people that are there. I think we have young girls who have a promising future. So for us, I don't think let's just start with the how do we get them out situation.
Good.
Yeah.
I love your point because I normally tell people that we must not deal with the fruit, but let us deal with the seed.
Yeah.
Understand? Because if we have fruit, then we are late.
It's finished.
Sure.
So let's not deal with the how to take them out. Already they drove it in. So us dealing with people that are already doing that is gonna be a serious problem for, like a challenge for us. But yeah, for us it's really challenging, more especially for us as women, as girls. I really don't like seeing certain women in that situation of having to sleep with somebody in order to get a fix. But we can actually train those ones who are still young to say what you see in the corners that starts with 1 cigarette per day is not a lifestyle and it's not anything that you can have to adapt in the future. I think it's because it's kulekas, and then you have this mindset to go to, oh my goodness, this is what I'm reduced to, not working, having kids, having to smoke, having to have different baby daddies. But let's just fix it to say, to say, no, you can actually go as far. Whatever, I think, with me, every time when I talk to people, I tell them, you cannot blame your parents for what they produced. Your future is in you. So the next story that I hear from you, I blame you for how your life turned out. Not your mom, they made their decisions. But you, as a person, when you start seeing, this is my surroundings place now, what can I do about it? I think now we have fundings from schools and everything. So use that. And I think us and mentors, we have mentors as a rise, and our door is open. If you have a problem, you can shout and then we'll be there. But we're still dealing with the younger ones for now. Because Abadala, they're just going to tell us where to get off. And so let's just deal with the younger ones first.
But so they're making a difference.
Yeah. So that we can prevent things from happening in the future.
Yeah. Okay. As I cry, in Plomava, which cast?
We come from different locations.
Okay. As I cry, Messicas. Yabo stila kanjani crime massacres because of from into encane yabo futhi sesengima drugs siqalela I was listening to a show on radio and bathi i-vape bafethu is bad yabo especially for your peers guys bathi vele egela like baba search ama-bag and stuff like you know abantwana base high school bayibhema kakhulu and but it's more dangerous than a cigarette yabo so silungisa kanjani leyo nkinga leyo because of abantu bacabanga ukuthi bona they are cool when they smoking vape
wanna vape.
You know, I once came across a video in which not even in one but a couple of videos in which they kept too much just when they think you're just gonna leave truth just because you saw that other videos of people in hospital because of that, and they present the truth. Like some things, I just feel like they're too much to an extent. It's getting out of control in a way that truth is real. I see people are smoking cigarettes, but truth is real.
Yeah,
like it's real, and people don't even think. Even when they see videos of people that when it's regarding that, they just continue doing it because it feels like.
Do you think it's addictive?
It is addictive.
And I think South African youth is full of entitlement. So we are very entitled, and we feel like, obviously, even if we say, let's stop selling truth or whatever, or if I'm a parent and then I stop giving my kid the money, I guess they get the money from parents to actually buy that. I mean, as a parent, I'm saying, go to school, buy food with it. But whenever you take the money, you don't take it to school to eat, you buy truth with it. So I think also we're going to be creating more problems if we say parents should stop giving kids money for lunch, because that's when this is a higher rate of kids beating up their parents for money, for drugs and stuff like that. But then it is a problem. But I think I don't want to put more problems on the government as well to say, let's stop selling this, or the government should stop selling. Umuntu has their own life choices to make. So if you log into social media and you see this is a serious thing and it's a problem, but you still take it as a joke, it's up to you. But I think that the least we could do is make awarenesses out of it, and it starts from truth. From truth, you go to another extent. If you're not a weed smoker, you start going from weed. From weed, it escalates. So I think it is a problem, but every certain individual, do I tackle this or I keep on doing it? So yeah.
Sometimes ezinye izinto mawuzizwa from intanga yakho ziba namo power, understand? Yeah.
So I think truth is not really an issue. But I want to answer you very correctly when it comes to my peers, more especially. So we have I think it's also pointless when we have security if students can access school premises with knives, guns. If truth are things we're willing to mean. But if students can easily access school premises with a firearm, then that's a different issue where the government has to intervene. So when it comes to amateur, because now parents don't have control when their children are outside. And nalaba pema corner, it's not like it's strategy whereby almost everyone can see. They are wherever they are. We cannot, unless we have a video. So parents can only have control within their households, but as soon as we've got no control, unfortunately. So even if we him and then I see small boys smoking each truth, I mean, I don't really have a right to say stop what you're doing, because how many people have passed by Abantabata? If he can smoke it in front of elder people, then I think we are going backward. So I think we have serious issues before each of these guys. They know what they're doing.
Sure.
Honestly speaking, they know what they know that the truth is wrong and it's going to affect them otherwise. So I don't even know what message I should.
But I mean, I believe it's lack of positive role models because of like even the people that they look up to. They smoke it publicly.
Internet.
No live on. You see live on TikTok. Is like then into one obvious steps. Sure. Okay, back to business. It was important for us to school my challenges if they understand because of you guys. Organization in 10 years is like driving people out of the street. So yes, we have to be busy, at least focus, at least want to go in a direction. So we need more organizations. Shout out to that, guys. Shout out to that. Keep on doing great work. Well, until they say you guys are going big. So, for strategy, for plan. How are you guys planning to go big? How are you improving your program already? Because of you started from 10 categories to 15, probably says 20 or 25, or can even be 15 but be better. Understand? So what is your plan?
Our internal dynamics are very secretive. So our strategy. But what we normally do, we reference from the previous one.
Sure.
We do our risk assessment, and then our strategies, unfortunately, we cannot reveal. But
no, we don't have to go into details.
But what we reference from the previous one.
Sure.
Check our mistakes.
Sure.
How can we do better here? How do we improve here? Do proper risk assessment, and then obviously research will always be conducted. Have a report of research, and then we know for a fact we're going to be dealing with the research in a certain time, and then we bring everything into this arrangement together after our research, after risk assessment, after different kinds of strategies and different kinds of structures, whether marketing, whether governance, so it depends. As soon as we have everything under one table, that's when we sit and say, okay, we need one thing out of this. What is it? Improvement.
Sure. And I cover Jehovah's Witnesses. Do you know their strategy? They knock door to door. So you guys should knock door to door. I'm a business in. Like knock door to door.
We do that.
Sure.
A lot. For as much, obviously, we are always busy. We do this virtually.
Actually, I was about to ask you that question. How do you balance between your 9 to 5, your school, and also the organization? Because of the organization doesn't make you money. So obviously,
you have to have something
and you guys are still young. Like understand? So how do you the balance between the two? How do you strike a balance?
We have virtual meetings each and every week, where we go back and reflect, retrospection as well. So after 9 to 5, in most cases, we have our meetings at night. And then whoever's available for something, they go and represent us, just like us now. When we're here, we are available, we came here. Okay. So it depends on availability, it depends on who's free to do what, and so on and so on. But we do manage because we're a team of 13. So we do manage. So even if this one is in a certain department, they can maneuver and try to squeeze in whatever they can.
Sure.
Yeah, that's how we deal with our what do you call the balance, yeah. That's
Okay.
time
Okay.
management.
Yeah. Because your answer is also going to help other organizations, yabo. Asa cool, yabo. Ukuthi mabafisa nama challenges bazi ukuthi yeah, badira kanjani ngawo. Yabo. All right. I think mina Synchron or anything that you guys want to cover. Because le platform yini ukuthi nimarket
Yeah,
project.
more sponsors. Yeah, we need more sponsors. More sponsors, different kinds of resources, money, everything we accept.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything you can offer, we accept.
Yeah.
Yeah. More sponsors. That's the main thing. We need more sponsors.
Who's covering your event? Niba live on the day.
No, we don't go live. We have PK. I want to tell them about PK.
Yeah, we have one of our members is a cinematographer.
Okay.
So yeah, he brings all the equipment on that day. He's the one who's shooting the content. So in our previous awards, we had one of the sponsors that was shooting their interviews there, in which it was a red carpet interviews. So they brought out everything Yabona, and then they set up there. They were the one who was shooting the red carpet, and PK was just shooting the whole event.
Yeah.
Inside and out.
Yeah.
Then after, that's when the videos are gonna be dropped on our social media pages, and everybody can be updated on what was happening on the day.
Yeah, but thina sifuna ukubukela sekhaya. But namuhla ama hours mangakhona ngifika kuma hours at least on the day like everything live ngibukela ngisekhaya.
We're not promising.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
This year we might just go live, but we'll just see how we work around it, because
It's not a bad idea.
it's not a bad idea.
We thought of it before. Yeah, but at time, I see us going, and then we can consider things like going live. Maybe this year, if we have a quantum podcast.
So you can't tell me this or renkela kuma hours. Happy. That can be arranged. Yeah, it's not ngayo. But yeah, on a serious note, important. Because now even last year, like we looking check at that. Labantu laba. Ngiyabona abantu bayapost yabo. Kuma hours mara. Like
Nothing is
abantu bafuna ukuthi sashisa yabo.
Yeah.
Abantu bafuna ukuthi sashisa. Not kusasa kwakhona sengizokwazi ukuthi kuyine bani. Ngifuna ukumona win. Ngifuna thathi award. That excitement, that everything like my speech like ngifuna that summer. That's summer vibe. That feeling, yabo. Ukuthi manje ngibukela ama metro asekhasi.
Yeah, no, we work on something. Yeah.
All right. So in closing, any message from the chair? Any message to abantu abafisayo ukunominatwa to ama Tembisa Awards? Number 2, any message to abanye abantu abanarana ama organization acisha afana na wenu or advice? Then last, any message to our subscribers?
Abantu basale ubi2.
Sure. Ngiyathanda ukuthi 3 and nani 3.
Yeah. The message to other organizations, they must just catch up before it's too late.
It's now or never.
Yeah.
Oh, they must catch up.
Yeah, before it's too late.
Hey.
Tina say quantum means yeah.
Kithi ngihamba ngezinye speed. Plus the quantum le ayishanga engine quantum. Le abayilokhanga baba uyadlula ku 110. All right.
Now, message to those who are wishing to be part of the organization: just go to our channels and
those who wish to be nominated.
Yeah, I think they just go and check the
Sure.
and
Okay.
just keep a lookout on our channels, because we might be dropping the snippets soon. So just look at on our socials. We'll be dropping something.
Away.
You guys are sly. What are you guys doing? Subscribers. I'm the lady, you guys. I'm the last born. Winding Twitter. Okay, I guess this is the message for subscribers.
Sure.
So guys, tune in for more. Like, this is a nice place to be. Excitement and everything. So do subscribe, like, comment, and share to see more amazing stuff.
Let me just subscribe.
E-Quantum, qala ngo-I. E-Quantum podcast, yasekhasi, akusiyi-quantum yezingama. E-Quantum, phakathi, phansi khona. Straight line, mainline, rubber suit.
Everywhere.
Ivor, 2. Local is like here. E-Quantum. subscribe in bafethu. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification button. With every time masingena nje erenkeni sithi pip pip na ugibele ngithola na kanjani ungasali. So that's it from me, your boy Camp Snatch. Bafethu siyabonga bafethu. Thank you for watching, and bafethu maba nominator, please sharani kuma platform wenu, sharani ukuthi hey nge-25 zaka April siyaku Tembisa Awards ngengaki zakabani siyaku Tembisa Awards so that abantu bazwakala. So yeah, before sivala bafethu singena ngemali kuthengiswa amathikithi kuyenzakalani?
You mean
on the actual event?
Yeah, we do
sell
tickets.
Yeah,
Oh.
We do sell tickets.
Yeah, so ticket-wise, we'll be launching that around
October,
October,
September.
yes, just towards.
So you have a specific date with every year since 8 or second week of
No, just
December.
around that time, we should be introducing this tickets. So
Since we are here, it dated is 18.
Yeah, each and every year is the same date, last Saturday of November.
Last Saturday of November.
Yeah, every year.
Oh, okay.
But there are-
This saying ingaki? Sicheck.
Nothing is
Maybe
late.
we should. Maybe nizela
No,
nizela.
I did say when we were opening the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
great date. I will chairman. Hola che. Tell me story sak. Ngi dates za November same venue.
Possibly,
Okay.
but they're still looking for alternatives.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe masisondele nizobuya nizositshela ukuthi
Yeah.
bafethu zwakalani zwakalani.
Yeah.
Siyabonga bafethu. Thank you for honoring the invitation. Shout out. 8 hours. Awe.